Another month, another Cabs catch up. I told you I'd be bringing you this every month or so, and we are here. I am sorry if this one is a little late to the schedule. I have just been very swamped with work, with, you know, just life stuff, editing, everything. It's all good. But anyways, hello everybody, hello, and welcome on back to Cabs Catch Up, because yes, we are here once again. I want to do more of these. I want to, but right now I am just in a state of just busyness, like I said. So hopefully after, you know, the Christmas season, everything goes through, it should, you know, clear up. I should be able to get more of these out, everything, you know. And also, this will probably be out like right on Christmas week. So Merry Christmas to everybody. Just Merry early Christmas. I hope when you guys all have your Christmas, you all enjoy. You know, you all enjoy your time. You all enjoy whatever presents you get, whether it's hanging out with friends, family, you know, whoever it is. I hope you all enjoy that. But yeah, I'm just kind of here to just chat, just vibe with y'all. Yap one last time for the year before I call it, because my schedule right now is this video, and then I do have one final video coming out at the end of the year, so that will be the last one, and then from there I just got to figure stuff out, see how everything plays out, etc. But yeah, other than that, I don't know if I want to keep this one long as the others. I might do a little shorter on this one. We'll see though how much I yap, because you never know. But anyways, for now, I just kind of want to talk about the year and how it was to me. I want to talk about the year, and then, oh yeah, right, I almost forgot. So funny enough, I know I talked about in the very first one, it was the How Deep Will You Go game, and I actually got it. I have it. You might be able to, let me see, I'll bring it close to the mic. You can probably hear the box of cards. I'm shaking them right now. You could probably hear me shaking the box of cards there. So I have the cards, and I do want to do that later. That will be at like near the end if I remember to though. Because for now, we're just going to talk about the year in general. That's really what I'm here for, is how the year went for me. And just talking about kind of my experience, you know, maybe a little more of what I could have done here and there and whatnot. Because I will say the start of this year was weird, I guess, if that's the best way to put it. Because I remember at the start of the year, I was just kind of figuring out how I wanted my content to go. Because last year I did a lot of Mario Kart that last year, and I didn't know, like, again, I like Mario Kart, I love the racing games, don't get me wrong. It just felt like, to me, it felt like I was just doing the content, like almost forcing it, rather than doing it for, I guess the best way to put it, the love of the game. And it felt just not right to me. It felt not natural, if that makes sense. And so what I did this year was I pretty much did, I want to play, I want to do stuff that I wanted to do. And then from there, you know, stick to like, you know, 2 weeks making videos every 2 weeks. You know, and I think that was really good for me because I was able to edit a lot more. I had a lot more fun. You know, everything felt just better in a sense. Like it felt genuine fun, like I was having a good laugh with everyone. From the Lethal Company, the Repo that came out this year, Peak that came out this year, Content Warning did a little bit of that, you know, and even games that didn't get turned into videos. Like I remember playing some COD Zombies with friends. I remember playing Night Rain. I remember playing Crab Champions. Like there was a good mix of games I played on my radar this year. And I will say it was a lot of, you know, again, it was great fun. I enjoyed it all. And whether I made it into a video or not, I feel like rather than restricting myself to like just one form of content, in a sense, like one game or a few, it felt so much better to have the whole variety mix. And, you know, I think I really found my rhythm with editing, if that makes sense. Like, I think I found it because, again, I do think the 2 weeks is great. I think just, you know, where I take the streams, I cut them down. And it's just fun moments with me and friends, you know, the subtitles, the images like that, our reaction images. You know, to me, I love it. I enjoy it a lot. I will say there are times where, yes, the editing does feel like it gets tiring at points, but again, that's just because of how tedious it is. But again, I like it. I enjoy it. You know, that's the best way I can put it. I'm just trying to find the best way to put into words and that hopefully you guys understand. I know it sounds like I'm stuttering or jumping all over the place. I'm trying not to. It's tough to kind of do this on the fly, if that makes sense. But again, you know, right? I feel like my editing, I really stepped up this year. I know, yeah, numbers didn't go as high. I think the only thing I really had was breaking 300 on Twitch, which is still huge, by the way. 300 followers on Twitch, love it. I thank all of you that had follow me on. Jesus, sorry about that. But I enjoy all of you that follow me on Twitch. I enjoy all of you that follow me on YouTube. You know, you subscribe. Any of my socials, just any like, any support, any watch is more than enough help for me. Like, again, right now my goal isn't to go crazy big. I would like to get there one day, but you know, for now I know where I'm at, and for now I work with what I got, you know, and just try to improve. I try to make stuff better for next year, which that is the ultimate goal. Is, you know, again, I think my editing was great this year. I do think I can make it better though. I just gotta look at how. That's just one of my goals. But again, that was mainly the beginning of the year, right? Was the editing, learning all that stuff. And the other half of the new year, which I think was a good breath of fresh air for me, was meeting new friends. And it's not to say my old friends or people I've known longer were like bad or anything, so please don't take that the wrong way. It was more of what you call it. It was more of that, again, just having more friends I could bring in that just mesh really well. You know, we all vibe, we all laugh, we all have a good time, you know, and there's a lot of them. I couldn't name all of them off the top of my, I can try. I'll try naming them in a second, but regardless, a lot of them, great friends to be around, great people. You should go check them all out because yes, they are good people. And again, I think it was just a nice breath of fresh air to me because, you know, again, like when I did the content warning collab, I'm trying to remember that group all together. I think it was like me, Eden, Volkish, Karome, Link, Story, Beyond. Trying to think of who else. I don't know if I got everyone. If I did miss someone, I am so sorry. But those are part of the people I met in content warning, and that was where it first kicked off, I believe, when I first met them, which, you know, it was great vibes, it was great everything, you know, and it could have been done after that. Like I could just collabed and moved on, did my thing, you know, but we all kind of stayed in touch with each other. You know, I stay in touch with more of them compared to others. And I think it was for the better. I think it turned out really well for this year because, you know, now I got a lot more friends who I hang out with. I enjoy them all. You know, they're all, again, great people. So thank you to all of them. Also, thank you to Folkish and Turtle. I know I met you all this year. Thank you to Bass. Thank you to RC5 Rick, right? And then pretty much the shout out to the new people I met this year. And I guess, you know, actually real quick, I do got to say thanks to, I believe, Wispy, if I'm not mistaken, because I think Wispy was the one that introduced me to everyone there, which, again, huge thanks to you, Wispy. Because, yeah, if there wasn't the connections, if I hadn't met them, you know, or knew nothing about them, right, I would have never met them, I guess is the best way to put it. So, again, I just got to give my shout outs, you know, credit where credit's due, because, again, y'all wouldn't have the videos I had this year if I never met them. That is the best way I can put it. Also, just double checking real quick. Oh, come on, computer. I was just double checking real quick if it was recording because I have to set up a little jank. But yeah, so that was kind of start of the year, and that was everything. And again, as the year went on, I was doing good editing. I was doing everything, you know. But we get to about, let's say, August-ish, where it was around here where, you know, I started looking for a job, you know, because as much as I want to do this full time and do everything, I need a job. Just unfortunately, that's the way it is. Because believe me, if I could have money and be fine without having the job, be able to stream and record and, you know, edit, do everything, right? Like the start of this year, how it was, I would have in a heartbeat, you know, but unfortunately I need it to, in order to just, you know, keep living, to be able to keep making videos, to keep doing stuff. Because, you know, if I didn't have that, I wouldn't have videos to make. Let's be real. So, you know, it sucks, but it's where it went. And I will say, though, I think what happened to me, because again, partway through, and again, it's not a bad thing. I just think personally, I got lazy. And I know it's going to sound weird. It's going to go into a little deeper side, but I think a lot of us in life, it's just times where we get too lazy. Or too comfortable, if you will. And I'm not trying to say that as necessarily a bad thing, but more of just, I think sometimes we just forget like how we do stuff or how we do things. And we kind of fall out of this rhythm where, you know, you had a flow, you had everything going, and then you fall out of it. And it feels tough to get back into, if that makes sense. And the reason I bring it up is because I feel like I had that. Because again, you know, it was back when I started getting the job, I was settling into that, and then college for my friends started up, right? And because of that, I really didn't, you know, I wasn't able to hang out with them as much. I wasn't able to see them, you know, hang out, talk, all that stuff, right? So I felt like I lost them. And it felt like, you know, because of that, because of work, because of everything else, right? I started to kind of get lazy with the content. And not in a bad way. It's just more of, I think, I lost my sense. Like I lost myself in a sense. Because, because again, I had no one there and I did solo content. And again, I want to do more solo content. Don't get me wrong. I just feel like I rushed it because it was a lot of stuff I didn't know what I was doing and a lot of stuff was happening at once, you know, right? And because I was so comfortable being around friends, being around people, you know, just editing where I'm able to edit videos with everyone in them, and then going to now editing where it's just me, like these kind of videos, right? It's like, that's where I think I got too comfortable. That I forgot how to record and edit solo, you know, and I think it was a little bit of a setback, but now that I've kind of found my rhythm again, I think I'm getting back into the swing of things where now I should be able to do both. And again, I think that's what it was. It's just I got too lazy. I got too comfortable. And it's not a bad thing. Don't get me wrong. Like, if you want to be comfortable where you're at in life right now, that's completely fine. Like, I will say that right now. Like, if you are comfortable in life, you can sit there and settle. That is completely fine. Because again, it's your choice. It's all you, your thoughts, your body, your mind, you know, it's all you. Right? The one thing I will say though, and it's something I've learned over the years, is I try not to settle if I can. I try not to settle being comfortable. Because again, while we may think we're comfortable, or we might think, oh, we're good enough in this situation, there's always a way to do more. And not negatively. I more mean there's a way we can push ourselves to do more than what we tell ourselves we can do. Like, we can definitely do more than what we believe in. it's something, you know, I picked up from when I did wrestling. It was just more of, you know, physically when my body felt exhausted, it felt like I couldn't go no more. But, you know, I had to dig down deep and find a way to not settle with that. I had to dig deep and find a way to basically go, hey, I'm not quitting. I'm going to keep fighting. I'm going to keep going. And I know this isn't the exact one-to-one correlation, but more of what I'm getting at with this is, again, preferably, I wouldn't settle for less. I kind of advise you all to do the same, right? It doesn't got to be anything crazy. But if you ever feel like you're doing something and you feel like there's more you can do, the chances are there's probably more you can do. You know, it's that common sense. It's that simple. There is more you can do. I will say that right now. Because again, there's times where I don't think I could do X, Y, and Z here, and in reality I could. I just psych myself out. And the reason I psych myself out again is because I got too comfortable. I got too lazy, not thinking about it. Just kind of being you know. So again, just back to that stuff, right? I felt like there was a little drop in my quality this year, and I think it was because I got too comfortable. And, you know, again, it happens. It sucks, right? But again, now I'm bouncing back. Because now I'm doing more videos with friends again, doing more, you know, solo videos. I want to get both out because that's the goal for next year. I want to do this same stuff here. I just want to try producing at a higher quality and producing more if possible. Again, I don't know if I'm going to get more, but I definitely just want the quality to be better. I want to push myself because I know I can do better. You know, again, it's not to say that this stuff sucked. This stuff, the editing this year, I loved it. I think some of my best, like, no doubt about it. But again, you know, I think I can do more. So that's what I want to try bringing to you all next year, is I do want to bring more. But yeah, again, I think it's just we get too comfortable. That is literally like the best way I can put it. And I hope that makes sense. I hope it makes sense for some of you. Because again, right, the question I ask you all, right? If you feel like you can do more, should you, you know? Because again, it's a question you got to answer yourself, right? Because when you're in that moment, you got to decide, should I do more effort? Could I put more effort in, right? Or do I just leave it as is and let it be, right? Again, you're going to choose what you think is best for you at the end of the day. There's no doubt about that. We do that subconsciously. We always choose what we think's best. Whether it's right or wrong in the moment, we don't know. We just choose what's best for us. And that's just normal of life. That is. But again, right? You might think it's normal in that time, right? You might think it's the simple answer, you know, but maybe sometimes there's a little more you can do. You never know, right? So, you know, again, that I know it gets into a little bit of a deeper talk, but that's kind of where I wanted to go with this regardless. Because again, I'm just reflecting on my year and how it went for me. You know, at least the good bits, the bad bits, you know, just reflecting on all of it in general. Because again, I want to look back at the year. I know I'm going to do that in my final video, which semi-spoilers, by the way, because that will be dropping after this one. I don't know when just yet, but all I know is I will be dropping it for end of the year, so expect to see that. It's a little different style than what I usually do, but I'm not going to spoil too much about that. Just know, again, it's going to be a little different than what I usually do, but I still think you all will enjoy it as a good end of the year video. So yeah, expect to see that at some point soon. But other than that, I think I've recapped my year pretty well. Like, you know, other than the video that will explain itself down the line, right? The video after this one. But I think here I've kind of explained my year and how it went, you know. So hopefully, again, that makes sense to y'all where I'm coming from. And hopefully, you know, maybe I could have opened 1 or 2 or 3 of your guys' minds to, just thinking differently. Because again, I'm not trying to like be like, oh, this crazy philosopher or anything. Like, no, that's not what I'm here to do. I'm just here to yap, to talk to you guys and kind of challenge you guys, not in the weird way, but more of just challenge you guys in the sense of using your brain, right? Thinking a little more. Because again, yeah, I could just sit here and yap about whatever, but I figured I might as well leave you all with some knowledge of at least what I know, at least leave you guys thinking on certain questions. Because, I know sometimes it helps, other people. I know for me, it helps a lot to just self-reflect and, just work on myself, ask myself questions like that all the time. Because if I'm getting my brain to constantly think and work about it, then it's like my body is working on it and I'm working to improve it. So again, if you can get your brain to kind of think about that stuff, you all might see a little bit of self-reflection and, again, not everyone needs it, right? But again, that's why I leave it out to an open audience. But again, if you do need it, maybe it helps you. Maybe it changes the way you think about something. Maybe it changes your stance on something. I don't know. But again, it's a way to think and help you all think. And again, that's also why I got the How Deep Will You Go game, because here, I'll grab it out right now. And we're just going to start with the icebreakers in a sense. So basically the best way to put this is they have 3 levels here. They have icebreakers, they call it confessions, and then getting deep. So icebreakers are just meant to be like, of course, the tip of the iceberg, the simple questions to ease you into stuff. But again, the main thing I want with this is I'm going to read a card for you all. And I guess I should have specified, yes, we are jumping into How Deep Will You Go. I'll probably give you all a card or two before I call it tonight. Because again, this one is going to be a lot shorter of one. Because again, I'm just busy. I haven't had as much time to say a lot. But also, I don't think I need too much time on this one. But again, so what I'm going to do is I have the icebreaker cards here. I am going to mix these up right now. So you won't be able to hear this, but you'll kind of see by my camera. I'm going to be looking and mixing. Oh, wait, hang on. Uh-oh. Did I? Oh, I did not. Whoops. I almost accidentally mixed with some of the other cards in. Whoopsie. Let me fix that. Yeah, okay, cool. I have the other cards here. So I'm going to mix these. And again, I'm going to just randomly grab a card or two. And I'm going to read the question on it. I'm going to answer it. But what I want you all to do as well, if you want, you all can play along. So when I read out the question, right, you guys can hear my answer and kind of relate with that, or even answer your own way in the comments, if you want to answer it, feel free to. Again, you guys don't have to if you don't want to. If you just want to listen to mine, that is completely fine as well. But, I figured, it's a good thing, right? Because again, it's just opening the mind. You're thinking about things. You're just kind of training your brain to, open up more and reflect more. Because again, I think self-reflection, and this is me personally, I just think self-reflection is a great way of helping your mental health or your mental fortitude, if you will. It really opens your brain up, really makes you think, right? I know it's scary because again, you're opening up, right? You feel vulnerable in moments. It feels like you're showing weakness, but I'll tell you something, right? Because I've gone through a good chunk of it, right? And it's, to me personally, when you're vulnerable and you show that stuff where you open up, like, yeah, people are going to call it weakness. I don't see it as weakness. I see it as more of a strength rather than trying to act all tough and strong and hide your stuff. Like, I'd rather speak up and, say what's on my mind. I'd rather say what's going on than just try to hold in emotions or hold in words. Again, that's just me though. I think it shows strength actually more than weakness. And that's just me. But anyways, let me mix this up and we will start the game. Because yeah, I know I just yapping for a second as per usual. But all right, we got the first card here. And again, we're going to do 1 to 2. So I'll see how long this one takes. And if I feel that it was short enough, then we'll do a second one. So the first one here. Ooh. Okay, so the first question. If you could write a poetic sentence to sum up your life so far, what would it be? Oh, I'm just thinking off the top of my head. A poetic sentence for my life. Oh, this is a hang on. I'm sorry. This one got me a little stumped. Not in a bad way. I'm just trying to think, because knowing my life and what I've done, like just me in general, I am someone who has just, you know, like, what's the word? Like, it's more of like, I'm trying to figure out the best way to put this, because again, I'm gonna put it into a sentence, don't worry, but the best way to explain, like for me at least, is I've been someone who has been a fighter since birth. And I know this is gonna sound weird, but I guess to go a little backstory into me, like, you know, somewhat IRL, is basically for me when I was born, by the way, I was born 3 months early. I was meant to be born in July. I'm born in April. Like, I was born that early, by the way. And I remember, like, when I was born, my lungs weren't working at first. Like, I think I was also a C-section, which, sorry, Mom. I know I was a mortgage bill, but I'm sorry. You know, but it's pretty much like from there, I had to fight out the gate, had asthma, other stuff, you know, I had to fight a lot. And then as the years went on, right, like, especially with my wrestling, right, a lot of that was a mental fight with myself where I had to just fight, you know. It was like, again, like that's what I say. That's why, like, I'm a fighter, you know what I mean? Like, the best way to literally put it is that I am a fighter since birth. Like, and not like a physical, like, I mean, I guess, yeah, I'm a physical fighter, you know? Because, again, right, I did wrestling, heavy contact sport, right? But just in all aspects, I've been a fighter, you know, always striving to just, you know, push my limits, do better, you know, improve, you know, everything. And again, that's just me. So again, I'll read it one more time again, just in case you guys forgot. I'm sorry, I went on a little side story. But if you could write a poetic sentence to sum up your life so far, what would it be? And just again, I think for me, you know, I'm just thinking about like fighting through like the storm, if that makes sense. Like, hang on, I'm trying to put in the words. Again, I'm not a writer by any means. I am so sorry, everyone. I know I'm silent, but I'm not a writer. But I guess the best way to put it would be about dancing through the rain. Hang on, sorry. I'm so bad with this. Like, again, these are icebreakers. I know it's not. I'm just trying to think of, like, I'm actually trying to come up with a sentence. Like, I'm trying to genuinely give you guys a sentence here. So I'm sorry, but yeah, here, you know what? I got one. Okay, sorry, took me a second. But here we go. He didn't wait for the storm to end. It became a storm, powerful dance of rain washing away the doubt. One heavy, glistening step at a time. And the reason I say it that way, I'll say the reason for it, because again, right? I don't wait for the storm to end. I don't wait for the fight to be over. I get in the fight, I stay in it, and I turn it into my power, if that makes sense. Like, that's the best way I could put it, is I turn it into what I want. And that's a lot of stuff I do, right? Like mentally, like I will like try to find the best outcome possible. I will do what I can to make it my outcome. Right? Because again, right? I don't wait for the storm to end. I go in there and I dance in the storm. I dance in the rain. I take one step at a time and I keep pushing through. No matter how many times I get knocked back, no matter how many times I fall down, no matter how many times I get stopped by something, I always find a way to push through. And I know if my friends were here, they could vouch for that. And they could especially vouch for that recently is because, funny enough, another little side story real quick. I've been playing a lot of Sonic Racing Crossroads because I've been doing the Legend event. And I've been stuck in between Gold and Plat. Those that play Crossroads know. Right, but I've been stuck in between those two ranks. And it has just felt the roughest. Like I have gone to the point of tilting and just like quitting because I'm done. But again, like, yes, I'll quit, quote unquote, but I won't like quit, like uninstall. I'll just quit and stop playing for the day. And then I come back again at another point. Like I keep coming back. I don't stop. Like I keep coming back with the ambition, the goal in mind that I'm going to eventually push through no matter how many tries it takes. And I know this is probably going to be out like right after the Crossroads stuff is done. But again, I'm recording this beforehand, so there's still a little bit time left to it. So who knows? I'm still stuck in the gold. Maybe I'll get plat by the very end of it. We shall see. But again, that is my, that is my sentence. That is my thing, is that, again, I fight through the storm. I don't wait for it. I fight through. So again, I think that was a good one. That was a tough one for me. Just because, again, I'm not the poetic person all the time. Like, again, I know I say a lot, but I am not a poetic, like, person as much as you all can tell. It took me a minute. But anyways, let's get another one here. Ooh. Okay, this is a good one. I like this one. What random things give you a deep sense of nostalgia? And yeah, what random things give you a deep sense of nostalgia? I think for me personally, what gives me a deep sense of nostalgia is definitely, I gotta say, it's playing with friends, like streaming online in a sense, that, and being in like a crowd setting, where I'm kind of like on the main floor, if that makes sense, And I know it sounds weird, but here, I'll explain, because both actually go together pretty well. Because, right? Streaming stuff, right? When I stream, if I got an audience behind me, I got an audience behind me who's there, cheering for me. They're all having a good time. They like that. And the reason I bring that up is because, right, I did streaming after I did wrestling, right? Because I did wrestling in my high school years, and during that, again, wrestling's very niche, but basically wrestling was, you were on a mat. It was you versus another person, like one-on-one. You have coaches in the corners, and pretty much everyone else is like in the stands. You got a crowd of people like cheering. It's loud. Like literally think like football, right? Like big crowd, big ambience, everything. And the reason I bring that up is because it was nice to like have a crowd behind you, have people behind you. It was a really good feeling, because when you won a match and you had that crowd behind you, it felt amazing. Even if you lost, like, again, losing sucks, don't get me wrong by any means, right? But having that crowd to help push you through and keep fighting till the very end, where like if you lose, it's still a close match, like that to me was just an amazing feeling. And the reason I bring it up with streaming, right, is because, again, it's similar in the sense of I have a crowd behind me, right? And I feel like because of that, being used to a crowd presence, you know, again, I just like having a crowd behind me. Like, I feel like that's a little bit nostalgia. And again, wrestling is nostalgia for me in a sense, because, you know, as you guys have heard in this episode, I've brought it up quite a bunch. But again, wrestling was a lot of what I did back then, and it has kind of formed me into the person I am today. So again, I have to give a lot of thanks to my coaches and wrestling in general. That's just me. You know, but again, it's really changed my life, and I will say for the better. So again, it's something that I'm nostalgic about, right? And again, it is completely random that those two things go hand in hand together, right? But again, it's like when I stream, right? If I stream and got a crowd presence behind me, it's like, it feels nice to have that crowd presence of people cheering me on, or even just being there with me, right? Because sometimes people in the crowd would just be super friendly with you. You could just talk to them, or other wrestlers that were just chilling there would be super friendly with you. And it's like, you know, now that I stream and record and do all that stuff, right? Like even you guys in the comments, right? It's like having like a little mini crowd of presence. And that's what I like about it, if that makes sense. So again, I'll say the question one last time. What random things give you a deep sense of nostalgia? That's that question. And I'll read the other one just in case. Because again, if you guys want to answer this, right? You guys want to answer this in the comments, feel free to. You know, I'm down to hear what you guys got to say about this stuff. Again, you don't have to if you don't want to. I'm going to leave it open for your guys' choice. You all choose what you think is best for you. There was the first question. Here's the other question. If you could write a poetic sentence to sum up your life so far, what would it be? Those are the two questions for you guys. Again, your choice. But I think that was more than decent enough. You know, again, I don't know how long I went, because funny enough, I was hiding the timer. Let's see. Let me go here. Okay, it's been 37 minutes. That's not bad. It's not bad at all. But yeah, I do got to get going because I got to go to bed and wake up in like 5 hours. Don't worry, I'll be fine. I'm used to it. I know I shouldn't be, so before y'all yell at me for sleep and whatnot, it's all right. I'll take care of it. I'll be fine. It's just, again, I've been busy. I'm trying to get all this content, trying to get all the stuff out for you guys. So I'm doing what I can. So yeah, that's what it is. Also, hopefully you all like this background. You know, again, I'm going to keep switching between backgrounds as we go through the episodes, right? As we go through each one. When I have friends, I'll let them choose as per usual. But today we have I don't know what the name of this truly is. It's on Wardo. Oh, here we go. So it's on Wardo and it's called One Room 03. And the offer is Crispy Knee. I'm probably butchering that name. I'm sorry if I am. But that is the environment we are using today. So again, thank you to them. Huge shout out. If you have Wardo, that's the name. You can probably find that really simple on Wardo in the Steam Workshop. And it is spelled out, by the way. It's not the number one. It is One Room and then 03. 03 is numbered. Everything else is not, though. So again, if you guys want to use this for anything, because again, this is not mine. I am using this provided by the people who made it on the Steam Workshop, which they are all awesome people, by the way. So again, if you got Wardo, I recommend going to check this out. But yeah, I think that is where I will wrap stuff up, because I know I want to keep yapping. I want to keep going, but no, I do need to get rest. I need to take care of stuff. I got to get this out. I still got to edit the last little bits of the end of the year video. So again, expect this video out, or well, my bad. When this video is out, expect the other end of the year video to not be too far behind. But this will be the last Cabs catch up for the year. I will try to get another one out in January, whether it's me or friends. We will see how everything lines up and plays. But yeah, other than that, y'all have a very Merry Christmas, because I know this will probably be out before that. So enjoy your Christmas, enjoy the holidays, enjoy the break. All right, those of you that just got out of school or college, you know, enjoy your break before you go back. I'm sorry, had to do it to you guys. I know. But yeah, other than that, again, if you guys have made it this far, I do thank y'all for watching. And yeah, I will give you guys one last video, and then I will be seeing you in the next year. So peace, have a good one, and I'll be catching you all later.